What makes you think that the next time is going to be different? What makes you think that if you plan to work on the big goal of yours at a specific date or when you reach certain circumstances, what makes you think that it's going to be different than now? I promised myself that when I have more time at home, that's when I'm going to start working on my book and working on my videos. But guess what? I'm still stuck here, paralyzed by fear and procrastinating, even though my circumstances are much better than they were before. And even though my circumstances are exactly what I imagined they should be, for me to fulfill the conditions of having the perfect environment to work on my goals. So the external reality changed around me and changed hugely, night and day situation compared to where I was before. I've reached my perfect circumstance and environment of having a lot of time, being at home, working online, and yet whenever I plan to start working on my book or start working my videos, I still find myself in the exact same spot that I was when my circumstances were not good, or I thought that were not good. And I'm still paralyzed by fear and procrastination just as I ever was. So why did I think that it would be different? Why did I have this idealistic vision of when I reach that point, when my circumstances match this perfect vision that I have in my mind, then I'm gonna write. Then I'm gonna have the mental space to work on my goals, and then I'm gonna be able to achieve everything I've ever wanted because situation is ideal. Why did I allow myself to get delusional again, to think that things would be different? So what makes you think that if you reach your perfect circumstances, perfect situation, ideal setup to work on your goals, then things will be different? The truth is, things wouldn't be different because you are still the same you. You of right now is not going to achieve any of those goals that you have planned for yourself. You of right now will not be able to work and let alone achieve any of the goals that you had in mind, even if the circumstances are perfect. I'm kind of having a holy shit moment right now, and this is exactly what I'm going through right now, exactly what I'm experiencing right now, because my circumstances improved significantly, and yet I'm still here, stuck, paralyzed by the exact same fear, exact same thoughts, exact same patterns and habits that were holding me back months ago when I was in much, much worse situation. So, to break the truth to you, if you think that things will be different when this and that happens, well, here's the sad truth. Nothing will change because you will still be the same you. And as you move your butt and change you, and you will not be able to work on your goals and achieve anything. You will not achieve anything if you don't change anything about yourself, because even if the circumstances will turn to be perfect, you will still be the same you. You will still be the same you with the same habits, the same patterns, the same fears, the same thoughts, the same self-doubt, and the same patterns of avoidance. You can have all the best circumstances in the world, but if you're still the same you, nothing is going to change. And here's a little hint that I am learning and realizing right now. The change that we're talking about is internal, because as I'm experiencing right now, your outside circumstances can change dramatically. Night and day, hell and heaven situation we are talking about here. Your outside circumstances can change drastically, but if you're still the same you, with the same mindset, with the same habits, same patterns, same fears, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. Nothing. Let that sink in. The thing is that things need to change for things to change. Your habits, your avoidance of responsibility, daydreaming your way out of difficult situations, your lack of courage to look your own fear in the face and see it for what it really is. Your lack of courage to look in a mirror, look yourself dead in the eye, and really see yourself for who you really are. You are fearful, you are scared, you are stuck, you are lost, you are mentally crippled, and you are paralyzed. In writing, we say that you need to kill your darlings. The purpose of that saying is to make you realize that you need to let go of the things that are dear to you. Because if you don't do that, there is no room for growth, no room for change, for your story to evolve, or in this case, for yourself, for you to evolve. In this case, you have to, your old self, you have to break up with your old self for the new one to take over and thrive. Because who you are right now has no business in your present reality. Who you are right now will not achieve all those big, beautiful things that you're imagining for yourself, because who you are right now is not able to do that. Who you are right now is incapable of achieving all these big, beautiful things. You must reshape yourself, remold yourself, and allow yourself to get reborn with new qualities, with new habits, with new patterns of someone completely different than you, of someone who can handle the difficulty of achieving the things that you want to achieve. Because that's the thing. If you were someone who is able to achieve these things, if you are right now were someone who is able to achieve the things that you're dreaming about, you would have already achieved them. But you're still stuck here watching this video or browsing or scrolling or rotting your time away because you right now are unable to do any of these things. Even though your circumstances might be perfect, even if you reach the perfect circumstances that you were making promises to your old self about. When I reach this situation, when this thing happens, when I finally have the time, then I will work on my stuff. But really, you will not. You must let your old self get out of the picture. There's no room for our present selves here right now. We must allow ourselves to get reborn, reshaped into some completely different you that is able to handle the things that you really want to throw yourself into. Big goals require big minds, and neither your mind or my mind right now are big enough to handle the things that we want to work on. That's the harsh truth. That's the slap in the face that we all need to wake the fuck up and see things for what they really are. Big things, big achievements, and big goals require big minds. And at the moment, your mind and my mind are crippled with fear, with paralysis, with shackles of reality, and the delusion of when we get to that point, we will work on the things. But that's all lies. Lies that we tell ourselves, lies that we've been told as well, that things don't need to be hard, that things don't need to be difficult. But that's the thing. If you were someone who was able to reach these goals, you would have already achieved them. If you were the version of you that is ready to start working on these goals, you would have already achieved them. So there must be something like a thorn at your side, like a piece of glass in your eye, that is hindering your vision, sabotaging your moves, and slowing you down like a shackle and chain at your ankle. There must be something that is keeping you stuck, slow, crippled, and shackled. You must break the chains. Have the courage to face your real self. Get over your own bullshit and have the courage to do the hard work of breaking your own patterns, breaking your chains, because those no longer serve you. If you really want what you want, it is going to be uncomfortable. And you, of right now, can't do it. But the new you the one that you will create after you go through all this struggle of breaking the patterns, breaking the chains, breaking the habits, and rebuilding yourself, that new one will. That new one will be able to do it. And you must allow yourself to break up with your current self, with all the things that you hold dear, with all your darlings that you must kill, in order to become someone who can achieve the big things that you're dreaming about achieving. Make space for them. Let them come into the light. Have the courage to step down and break up with your old self, with your current self right now, and do it for your future self. And your future self will thank you for it. You really thought that things would be different if your circumstances changed and you reached that ideal situation? But don't repeat my mistake and learn from my misery. Nothing will change if you keep going forward as the you of right now. Now get to work.